Francois Truffaut's The 400 Blows is a character study of a troubled 14-year-old Antoine Duanel who lives the life of an outcast, constantly misunderstood at home and school. After caught lying, Antoine tries to keep away from home by spending a night at a printing factory, and later, shunned from school for plagiarizing an assignment, furtively lives for a few days at his friend's place. Frequently seeking refuge at the movies, Antoine wanders around Paris at other times, looking for something exciting. When he gets caught trying to return a typewriter that he had initially stolen, he's sent to a reform school. The film's final scene has Antoine escaping from the confinement and running to the sea, concluding with a freeze frame of his face. His immediate and long-term future is uncertain. Will he be captured by those chasing guards? If not, where will he go from here? Antoine's pensive gaze at the camera is essentially him looking at the audience, and Truffaut's decision to freeze that precise moment urges us to think about Antoine's future. All the answers are left to us. Since the story itself lacks a final resolution, composer Constantin's music takes the responsibility to give us some sort of a release. The decision to employ a musical reprise in the film's ending establishes a musical closure that recalls the overture, the introductory music. The opening scene, wherein the camera glides through the streets of Paris, tracking the Eiffel Tower, begins with a sequence of strings that gives way to the piano bit, where we hear the main musical theme for the very first time. The strings then take over the melody, followed by flute and xylophone. After a brief strings part, the woodwinds enter, with oboe and flute leading the way. The overture ends with the melody plugged on a violin, in musical terms called pizzicato. Throughout the film, this main theme dominates. The composer uses different instruments to play the same set of notes. Guitar, flute, and xylophone play the melody in turns when a lonely Antoine roams around at night after spending some time at the printing press. When he's detained inside the police station, guitar has the melody again. And as Antoine, behind bars inside a detention truck, looks at the bright lights of Paris, strings and xylophone take charge. The same tune playing at multiple points in a way glues the film together. At some places there are different bits of music as well. For the scenes where Antoine and his friend explore the city, a different playful theme emerges. Variations of the same theme are used for the outdoor exercise scene, where all the students desert the jogging teacher, and in the subsequent scene, where after reading Balzac, Antoine constructs an altar to the French novelist. This way, playful music is used to underline Antoine's happy and assured moments, devoid of strict supervision from parents and teachers. Now, what's interesting about the film's final scene is that its music is an exact copy of the opening. In fact, if you pay attention, you can hear a car horn just as the string section is about to end, which makes sense in the opening since the scene pans out on a street, but is definitely out of place on a beach. The reason I mention this is not to point out a mistake. I'm pretty sure few would have noticed it, but to highlight the fact that it was a conscious decision to duplicate the introduction. It creates a musical bracket, so to say, closing the film by echoing the introduction. Moreover, it serves as a musical flashback, leading our attention to the main events of the film, wherein the same melody is utilized in some form, and hence guides our interpretations of the ambiguous end. The final piece of music also attempts to tie together all the bits of music that is sprinkled in the film. Film scholar Richard Newport writes on the function of music in The 400 Blows. The musical score closes itself off as a sort of autonomous musical mini-text. No doubt, Constantin's music lends stability to this masterful film and somewhat provides closure to the audience.